Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to go over the top 5 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays that were released in September 2023. Alright 4K fans, September is in the books. Well, it has been for a little while now, but really when it comes to 4K releases, we were eating really good. There weren't a whole lot of new theatrical 4Ks that came out. I'm talking about new releases that are currently in theaters, making their way to home formats, but there were a ton of catalog stuff and some really heavy hitters in that bunch. So I'm going to go over my top 5-ish 4K releases for this past month. Before I begin, I do want to mention a couple of titles that didn't make the list, but I think they're noteworthy nonetheless. The first one is going to be The Exorcist. Now, I know what you're going to say, but if you check out my review, I'll give you my full thoughts. When it comes to the picture quality, arguably, it is a really good bump over the Blu-ray edition. There are a couple problematic scenes, which I talk about in the 4K review, but really why I wanted to make this an honorable mention is the Dolby Atmos upgrade. This, in my opinion, is how you do a Atmos upgrade for a classic horror film, because wow, this one for audiophiles is a must-own for 2023. I mean, the movie itself is creepy. I mean, it goes without saying. Just look at the image, the title of the film. But those extra audio cues, I think Warner Brothers did a great job bringing this to the home media format in 4K. You know, once again, aside from a few of the picture quality issues, but still, I do recommend you check out The Exorcist. And my next honorable mention is from Paramount, who we all know has a little bit of a spotty track history when it comes to 4K releases. A lot of times they love to hit that DNR button, but really when you get a good 4K upgrade over a very dated Blu-ray, in the case of Sleepy Hollow, I really enjoyed this 4K presentation. I mean, visually, it is no doubt about it, an upgrade. This movie looks better than ever. I only wish they would have sprung for a Dolby Atmos, because this would have probably made the main list if that were the case. But Sleepy Hollow on 4K, I do highly recommend you check it out, whether you pick up this version here or go with the slipcover. I mean, really, just throw away that old Blu-ray and check out the visual improvements of Sleepy Hollow. Okay, getting into the main list, my number 5 pick for the top 4K releases of September 2023, this one could have gone either way, because when it comes to Shout Factory's release of Platoon from director Oliver Stone, that one was probably one of the worst looking 4Ks of the year. But Natural Born Killers, as stylized and crazy as this movie is, and really, I mean, the 4K here is well worth the upgrade. I think they did a great job bringing this to life. It includes the 4K of the director's cut of the film with all that extra footage. And it is going to, of course, be one of those movies you are going to retire the Blu-ray. I absolutely think Shout Factory did a great job putting this out. Once again, it's very stylized. So there's going to be certain moments when like they're using some of that VHS style cable video quality where you're not getting quite, you know, the upgrade, but that you're not going to in no matter what format. But really as a whole, visually, this is absolutely a well worth upgrade. It is a good looking picture from start to finish. And I'm very happy that we have a successful Oliver Stone movie on 4K that actually looks really good. Now, as far as the audio goes, once again, I would have loved an Atmos upgrade here, but I think if you've heard the audio track before, you've heard it on this, but I think it's done very well. So yes, Natural Born Killers is worth picking up from September. My number 4 pick is a theatrical release from just a couple of months ago, and it comes from Disney, who I feel is starting to turn a corner, especially with their output of 4Ks in general. The next couple months are supposed to be a real turn for that. But when it comes to their animated features, whether it's traditional Disney animation or Pixar, you can't mess this one up. But Elemental on 4K, this is a vibrant, strikingly bold visual presentation, and the HDR grading makes this film pop. Once again, if you've seen animated films from Disney on 4K, they really do a good job here. Now, as far as the Dolby Atmos goes, it's serviceable. It's, of course, not going to measure up to the likes of something, let's say, Sony would put out or Warner Brothers, but the Dolby Atmos is still entertaining. There's some fun dynamics, and I don't feel it's necessarily catered to, the TV speaker crowd, but it's not exactly a home theater demo. But really, it's fun. And, in a month kind of like this, theatrical release of Elemental, I think makes for a good 4K. And if you're a fan of the film, I absolutely recommend it. Every once in a while, when I do these videos, I like to put an import on this list. And for this one, I recommend it highly. It's probably one of my favorite 4K releases in the last couple months. And Second Sight does a great job with I kind of envy everybody over in Europe that is able to access these for a little bit cheaper than, importing it here. But It Follows, I highly recommend this one, especially if you are a horror fan, because not only do you get an impressive visual presentation, black levels are nearly perfect, very atmospheric, but the Dolby Atmos on this one, it's next tier. This is a fun, entertaining audio experience, and Second Sight did a wonderful job. You can still pick this one up internationally, but if you have the Blu-ray here from the States, throw that one away or sell it or give it away and import the 4K, because you get an impressive 4K presentation. So yes, It Follows. I recommend you check this one out. My number 2 pick is currently only available as a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook from Lionsgate. I'm talking about Fall on 4K. This is a clear improvement over the Blu-ray. Now, visually, the Blu-ray is going to be a little bit, I would say, not a significant upgrade over what you got on the Blue, because if you have that extra HDR here, you're getting a slight bump up. Colors look a little bit sharper. The overall palette gets a little bit bolder, and it also helps resolve some of the banding issues that were present on the Blue. It doesn't completely eliminate them, but I feel it's a noticeable improvement in that regard. Now, really, why this one made the list is going to be the Dolby Atmos upgrade. Once again, audiophiles are really having a good month here, because this is a wildly entertaining Atmos mix. You just take the basic premise. These two ladies are stuck on top of a tower. So you're going to have all that atmosphere, air, wind, buzzards, that kind of thing, drones. The Atmos really plays well. The height channels do a good job. And the audio cues on this one, once again, are really entertaining. And also, this is going to probably make my favorite Steelbook list of 2023, because I love how you get the night and the day, contrast there. Lionsgate does a great job with the steels, but Fall on 4K, yes, a visual improvement, but the Dolby Atmos is really the winner here, and I wholeheartedly recommend this one to you. And for my number 1 4K Ultra HD release of September 2023, that will go to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, this one, when I did the review, I was a little bit, I would say, not harsh, but I was a little critical of some of the audio choices. I feel that Hollywood as a whole kind of dumbs down the audio when it comes to animated films, and for some reason, the Dolby Atmos on this is not as punchy, robust, and dynamic as it really should have been. But it's still an entertaining audio track, and then I would put this up against anything Disney put out. No problem. I think really that's kind of where we're at here, but it could have been so much better. But really, the visual element here is beautiful. This is a gorgeous looking transfer. The animation style is just stunning. And we get that whole HDR and Dolby Vision. It gives you that nice richness to the color palettes. This is a gorgeous looking 4K, and it is being one of the new theatrical releases of the past couple months. It's just going to have that newness to it. But Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I highly recommend you check it out. You might want to temper your expectations with the audio just a little bit, but Sony does a good job here, and that is why it is my number 1 pick for September 2023. So those are my top 5 4K releases for September 2023. I honestly could have done a whole 10 or 15 or 20 list just in September alone, but now that's where I leave it to you. What top 5 4K releases for this past month would you recommend to the rest of us? Sound off down below. And also, if you're interested in any of the titles I talked about in this video, I will leave direct Amazon links in the comment section. If you use them, they really help out the channel. But as far as the couple months coming, October, we're already a couple weeks in. There's some great stuff. November and December are both stacked, and there's still a lot more coming. There really is, but This is a great time for us 4K collectors or physical media collectors in general, because the more we support it, the more the studios like to release. So let's keep doing that, everybody. Support the formats and just enjoy what you have. This is a great time to be a fan of 4K. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.